Welcome to the Bubble Lounge, where we're going to teach you how to saber a bottle of champagne in a very, very safe manner. Now, sabering traditionally was invented by Napoleon's mounted artillery officers. And they had a sword that was about this size, and this is a replica of one of those sabers that they had. And you can use other objects. This is a leguillot one, also known for sabering. Should you not have any of these at home, you can use a heavy sort of kitchen knife using the back of the blade because you don't want to damage it. But Napoleon's mounted artillery officers, Napoleon incidentally is the one that's quoted for saying that you need it in defeat and you deserve it in victory. Quite a nice quote, especially given the fact that he absolutely adored champagne. But we're going to be sabering with this blade, just to stay with the tradition. And the most important part in sabering, and I really must insist on this, is safety. The pressure in a bottle of champagne this size is equal to that of a truck tire. The speed at which the cork flies out, whether you're sabering it or opening it the traditional manner, is extremely high, and hitting the wrong spot or the wrong object could be very damaging. So the bottle has been resting for a good 10 minutes upside down, nice and cold in the bucket, and I'm going to undress it completely from the shoulder all the way up. Now I'm going to isolate that stitch that goes from the very top of the bottle all the way to the bottom. And where that stitch meets the annulus, which is that part against which the cage is resting here in order to be nice and safe, there's one stitch. There's another one on the other side also. And now I can safely remove the cage. Always, regardless of whether I'm going to saber the bottle or if I'm going to open it the traditional way, I want to have my thumb on the cork for safety. Sometimes the corks can get loose, depending if it's an older champagne as well. The corks tend to get rather narrow. I feel no pressure from the cork. I remove the cage completely and re-isolate a stitch, which is right here, and that is where I'm going to be striking the bottle with a blade. So our bottle has been totally undressed from the shoulders up. I place my thumb on the inside of the bottom of the bottle here, and I spread my fingers to hold it firmly in this position. I'm at about a 45-degree angle because I don't want the fluid to touch the cork that's inside. I don't want to lose any fluid as I open the bottle. In this position, where I'm not going to be using the wrist at all, I'm going to be doing everything in the elbow. It's going to be an elbow movement, not a wrist movement. I place the blade at about this distance from the cork on the shoulder, at the very beginning of the shoulder, and I'm going to move forward in a follow-through movement. Just like golf, just like tennis, just a firm follow-through movement with the elbow. So I place the blade on the shoulders. Should there have been any glass debris that flew out of the bottle here, it would not go inside the bottle because the pressure is such in there that everything is going to be flying outward. And the next thing you want to be very careful of, you notice how here on this one there's a tiny little piece of glass that didn't rupture right around the annulus. This is sharp, and when you put the bottle back into the bucket, by nature a bottle of champagne is going to be cold and wet. It can be slippery. You've got to be very careful not to cut your hand when you're taking the bottle back out of the bucket. Enjoy. Cheers.